What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today we're going to go over how to set up RF groups with your MINI RF4 V2 lights. Now another way to control our lights without a DMX controller is by setting them up to an RF group and using the wireless remote. So to do that, we're going to go to the mode button on each light and press it until the display reads RF1. From here, we can choose an RF group to set our lights to. So we have 4 different options. We have RF1, RF2, RF3, RF4, and this all depends on how many groups that you want to have set up. So for now, let's just stick with one group and set it to RF1. Pressing the enter button on this mode sets it to either slave or master mode. So we want to set them both to slave mode so we can use the remote with the lights. But if we ever wanted to cut off that connection, we can set it to master mode. The next thing you're going to want to do is set the remote to the same RF group. And you're going to do that by looking for the RF group button here on the remote. And if you press this button, you're going to see the light on top of the remote flash 2 different colors. And this corresponds with this chart here right next to the RF group button. So when this light flashes red, this means that the remote is set to RF group 1. If it's going to green, then that's RF group 2. Yellow is RF group 3. And blue is RF group 4. So because we have our lights set to RF group 1, we're going to set it to RF1 on our remote. And now if I press a button here, you're gonna see that the lights start to follow with my remote. So another thing I want to show you with these additional lights here is how we can set up different RF groups to have them work independently from each other. So to do that, similar to our first group, we can go to the new lights and set them to a different RF group in that same menu. So we're gonna go to the RF display and use the up and down buttons to select a different RF group. So for today, let's stick with RF group 2. Make sure they're in slave mode by pressing enter. Then on our remote, we can press the RF group button until the top light flashes green, letting us know the remote is set to RF2. And now if we use our remote, you'll see that we can set the color for our new group of lights working independently from our first group. So if we wanted to make an adjustment on the first group of lights, we can press the RF group button until it flashes red and switch it to a different mode or color. If we wanted to make an edit on our second group, we can press the RF group button until it flashes green and set it to a new mode or color. And there's actually a 5th option to control all of our lights, no matter which RF group they're set to, by going to the RF group button and clicking it until we see the white light shine on the top of the remote. And now if I click on a mode here on my remote, you're gonna see that both groups will follow. This comes in handy if you start with 2 separate groups that are 2 different colors or 2 different modes, and you get a request to set each group to the same color or mode. All you gotta do is set the RF group to all, and then you can just control them all at the same time. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up the RF groups with your MINI RF4 V2 lights. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.